I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body.
Amidst the intense spotlight of the MotoGP world, Valentino Rossi finally spoke about Toprak Razgatlioglu's performance during his first test with a Yamaha V4 engine at the Valencia circuit some time ago. This was no ordinary test. It was the first step in Yamaha's revolution in MotoGP, and Toprak became the center of attention after showing a performance that surprised many. Rossi, one of the most respected figures in MotoGP history, reportedly monitored the test, both from the paddock and through data circulating within the Japanese team. And when asked about his impressions of Toprak, the doctor gave an answer that heated up the atmosphere in the paddock again. According to Rossi, Toprak's speed and adaptation to the electronics, engine braking, and aggressive character of the Yamaha V4 engine were beyond expectations. Many initially thought that Toprak's journey from a cross-plane inline-4 engine to a V4 platform would take a long time, perhaps weeks, but the opposite was true. He showed signs of mastery much more quickly. In the first day's session, Toprak was still seemingly finding his braking points and throttle characteristics. However, in the following session, the Turkish rider immediately went on the offensive. With his signature late braking style, he began to conquer Valencia's technical corners, leaving several Yamaha technicians speechless as they watched telemetry data approaching the level of other top MotoGP riders. Rossi added that Toprak possessed an aggressive mentality like Casey Stoner and the adaptability of Marc Marquez at the start of his career. This was significant praise from a legend who rarely makes emotional comments about new riders. Toprak himself, despite his impressive performance, remained humble. He said that Yamaha's V4 engine still had characteristics that needed to be further explored. However, he enjoyed the process and felt he clicked with the bike much quicker than he had imagined. And here's the full news. Amidst the increasingly heated MotoGP atmosphere ahead of the new 2026 era, one name is now the center of attention: Toprak Razgatlioglu. After testing the Yamaha V4 in Valencia some time ago, his performance immediately caught the attention of not only the public and media, but also one of the greatest icons in MotoGP history, Valentino Rossi. For years, Rossi has been known to rarely praise new riders effusively, especially after Yamaha's difficult development period. But this time, things were different. When asked about Toprak's performance on the brand new Yamaha V4 prototype bike, Rossi made a statement that resonated with the MotoGP paddock. According to Rossi, Toprak's speed and the way he adapted to Yamaha's V4 bike were much quicker than many expected. Many analysts believed that the transition from a cross-plane inline-4 engine to a V4 platform would be a major challenge for Toprak. The V4 engine's character is known for its different aggressiveness, more powerful, wilder corner exits, and requiring a riding style closer to modern MotoGP, full of electronic controls and grip management. However, this is where the surprise came. Rossi revealed that after studying Toprak's telemetry data and lap times, the Yamaha team discovered something that left the engineers speechless. Toprak wasn't just adapting. He was improving in a matter of hours, not weeks. On the first day of testing, Toprak was still experimenting. Braking too hard, finding his rhythm with throttle control, and some extreme sliding moments that left the Yamaha mechanics gasping for breath. But as time went on, something began to happen. Toprak began to find a balance between aggression and control, something that had been his hallmark in World SBK. The second day of testing was a turning point. Toprak began to perform less like a rider just learning the ropes, and more like someone who had been racing V4 bikes for years. With his brutal late braking style, controlled sliding in fast corners, and deep understanding of corner exit power delivery, Toprak showed that he wasn't just a fast rider. He was a rider with innate technical instincts. Rossi even commented, "Toprak isn't just fast. He has a way of making the bike follow him, not him following the bike." This comment led the MotoGP community to compare Toprak to several legends, from Casey Stoner, known for his ability to conquer the most difficult bikes, to Marc Marquez, whose adaptation is almost supernatural. Not only Rossi, but several Yamaha engineers are even said to have returned to Japan early to present Toprak's data as a new benchmark for future V4 engine development. Furthermore, rumors are starting to grow that Toprak's presence is giving Yamaha something special that are long gone: an aggressive, natural, and uncompromising reference rider. Valencia is always a storied MotoGP season finale. But this year the atmosphere in the paddock felt different, especially when the paddock cameras captured a moment that immediately sent the media and MotoGP fans into a frenzy. A brief but meaningful encounter between Gigi Dall'Igna and Toprak Razgatlioglu. In the crowded pit lane, the sound of engines, the footsteps of technicians, and the smell of gasoline mingled tensely. Toprak, now entering a new era with Yamaha and its V4 engine, stood relaxed but focused. In front of him was no ordinary man. Gigi Dall'Igna, the mastermind who has built Ducati's dominance since 2015. They spoke without formal announcement, without cameras deliberately pointed. But that was precisely how a great moment was born. Toprak spoke first, conveying the brutality of today's MotoGP competition. He acknowledged that the margins between riders are ever thinner, that the bikes are more ferocious, and the pressure is ever greater. Every lap, every corner, even a fraction of a second can be the difference between victory and failure. Dall'Igna listened, silent, composed, like someone who has seen hundreds of great talents come and go. And when Toprak finished, he gave a response that immediately caught the media's attention. "You have to stay calm. In the end, riders are riders, they want to get to the result as soon as possible." Gpone.com. The sentence sounded simple, but it was full of meaning. It wasn't just technical advice, but a mental message. Don't rush to get results, let the process shape the victory. It was as if Dall'Igna wasn't speaking to an ordinary rookie, but to a rider he knew had the potential to be a major threat in the future. Then he added with a faint smile, "I know you'll do well too." Gpone.com. This message was like an admission. Toprak was already a force to be reckoned with at the highest level of MotoGP, even before the first race started. The solemn atmosphere suddenly changed, when someone suddenly muttered from the side. It came from Hervé Poncharal, a figure known for his humor in the paddock. Breaking news. Toprak in Ducati. Gpone.com. The comments sparked laughter, but for some, paddock banter isn't always just banter. MotoGP contract documents sometimes begin in casual moments like this. Because the fact is, when people like Dall'Igna choose to speak to a rider, it's not without reason. It's a sign that the name is already on their radar. Toprak then smiled, relaxed, without showing any nervousness or aggression. Instead, his expression emphasized one thing. He wasn't just coming as a participant, but as a potential challenger. This brief encounter may have only lasted a few seconds.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place, off the liquor that we chase. Casamigos to the face, baby I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine,